Arlington is home to many art forms, and one of them is celebrating a major milestone. True Story Theater, a nonprofit organization that focuses on a form of improv called playback theater, turned 25 this year. The troupe is dedicated to social healing, building empathy and respect, and honoring the true stories of people's lives.
Playback theater started 50 years ago in upstate New York, but has since spread across the United States and even traveled globally. For the 25th anniversary of True Story Theater, co-founders Christopher and Ann Ellinger invited current and former members to be part of a special day of reflection.
I sort of always knew I wanted to do something that was impactful for people in the audience, connect with people, hear their stories, but bring theater into helping people. So I really liked how playback theater sort of invites audience members to reflect and connect with each other, feel validated in their emotional experience while seeing something creative on stage.
I'm a founding member of True Story Theater in 2001. In fact, September 13th of 2001, 2 days after 9/11, we were gathered in a group, and there was a theme. And this was the early stages of before True Story actually hit the pavement. But we shift over our theme to how people were after the tragedies of 9/11. And from there, that circle, I tagged on to Christopher and Ann, the founders of True Story Theater, and we moved forward to create the troupe.
So what does playback theater look like? Well, here's an example. One of the troupe members acts as an MC or facilitator who warms up the audience to the theme of the show. An audience member is invited to share a story or have a conversation relating to that theme. Actors and musicians listen intently and utilize the emotional essence of the conversation to inform different styles of performance. And the piece ends with the audience member who shared to reflect on the performance they just watched.
It combines all these things we care about. So it's creative, it's teamwork, it's playful, it's juicy, but it's also really about empathy and emotion and healing, and every time is fresh and new, and you learn so much about humanity by listening to their stories and empathetically enacting them. Many performances, no matter what the topic, do combine laughter and tears. Truly, like almost every show, people are crying and people laugh. The point is for people to feel deeply heard.
And there was a lot of laughter and tears on this particular day. Being surrounded by friends and family brought up a lot of beautiful memories and powerful emotions from both the members and the founders.
Just watching you, how you are doing that, and how you empowering other people, and how you healing other people. And I've seen that in the past, and it always inspires me. And I also had a chance to practice, and I know how hard it is. So I express my admiration in gratitude.
The more I do playback, the more confusing it is to identify as being an individual as opposed to being part of a collective, which feels like a really good challenge in our culture. And yet we also are individuals as part of a collective. So how do we do that dance? So I feel so much part of like all of what we've accomplished is all of us, and as well as each of us. So that feels like I'm still trying to sort that interesting out, and each year it gets more and more blurry in a good way.
If you have an interest in honoring the stories and getting to see the world, see people who might be different than you, who have different experiences than you are, True Story and playback theater provides an opportunity to move out of your comfort zone, out of your own awareness of the world as it is, to deepen in ways that you might never imagine if you haven't gotten to experience or hear those stories.
Check out the True Story Theater website for details on how to join and learn more about upcoming shows.
True Story's work has served hospitals, universities, and the LGBTQIA+ community, and many more audiences. We wish them 25 more years of making connections and fostering community in Arlington.